Shireen from the 4 East podcast. And also we have
BC in the place to be.
BC. How are you today?
Oh, Lady Shireen, I'm working like a dog. I'm trying to get it and trying to get it and trying to get it. You know how it is, Lady Shireen. I understand you a little tired too. You've been working real hard too.
Yeah. I'm ready for a vacation.
Oh, well, your vacation, actually, you're supposed to be in Florida right about, actually, you're going to do the podcast and jump on the plane.
Yeah.
But that got postponed to a later date, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, so does it feel good to be in Plainfield amongst friends and family?
Right now, no. It's like, no.
Lady Shireen, I rode by your house. I know y'all did something this weekend because I saw all the tables out there, all the chairs. What did you have? You had a little get-together this weekend? I told you to invite me, Lady Shireen. I told you I'm going to be in your neighborhood.
Well, this had actually nothing to do with me this time. But my dad, he wanted to do something for my sister. It was her birthday. And
I would have came. No, I wouldn't have came. Let me stop you alone. I had so much going on this weekend. I got invited to like 3 cookouts. Oh, wow. I had to work on Saturday, do a little bit of something. Actually, I don't even think I worked on Saturday. Actually, I worked on Saturday. I didn't work on Sunday. So on Saturday, I was out there doing my landscaping gig, trying to keep things going. Okay. And then after that,
trying to finish that deck.
Come on! I'm working on that deck. You go to my Facebook page, you see some of it. You see some of my likes. I'm trying to do what I can to get that deck done. Okay. But it's a lot of work, Lady Shireen.
It's a lot of work. So let's talk about the deck real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you built it from scratch?
Well, I didn't build it from scratch. The trees grew in the forest, and then I actually went to the lumber yard. I got the trees from the lumber yard. I got the wood from the lumber yard. I got the screws and everything. But yeah, I actually designed the deck and built it from scratch.
Designed it, okay.
Yeah. Well, I told the guy he wanted a 20 by 20 foot deck, which is a nice little deck. Okay. And he's using tech board, which is a new fiber compost board. He's using that. We're putting that on now, and that is like crazily ridiculous because we got 16 ribs, and in each one of those we have 38 screws for each one of the decks, and we got probably like 50 boards. Wow, so that's a lot of screwing. Yeah, but it's all good. So I actually on Sunday went to a cookout, but in the process of going to the cookout, I rode by your church and it was packed.
Really?
What did y'all have going on this weekend?
We just had a regular service.
It was packed. Cars was on around the corner and up the street and down the block. I'm like, what the heck they got going on there? Is there some kind of centennial celebration or something?
I think some of those are the people that live on that block.
No. These cars was bumper to bumper. I know what church traffic looked like and residential traffic looked like. This was like, we just glad to be in the house, and we're going to park bumper to bumper. And the first car got to get out before everybody else can go, because it ain't nobody getting out if they're in the middle of the pack, because the cars are that packed.
Okay. Well, maybe it was. I wasn't outside. I was inside.
Yeah, so, you were doing your video thing.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. You were doing your video thing?
I was doing it, and then I passed it off to Donnie for a little bit. So.
Donnie, you were doing some video? Yeah. How did that go? Donnie is getting ready to enter another stage in his life. He's getting ready to become a professional freshman football player for the PHS football team. So, Donnie, how you feeling about that? You ready? Yeah, y'all didn't have double sessions yet, or they're not doing that anymore? They didn't do that yet? Yeah, I was talking to one of your taller players on the team. He's a tight end. He's, I think, a junior. And he says he's looking forward to when they go up against Scotch Plains. So it looks like our guest has just arrived. Okay. So awesome, who do we have coming in today?
We have Lee Fields coming to talk to us, and we're going to interview him a little bit. And if you are joining in, this is the 4 Eat podcast. We'd like to say thank you for joining in and enjoy what we have on tonight. Brian and I. Yeah, well. And our guest, Lee Fields, will be coming in momentarily.
I don't mean to talk about it, but I think this is our 19th episode.
I believe it is. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I
so
believe
we
it's
just
definitely.
going at it, and we're keeping it going. And we want to say to you out there in Listeningville that we love for you to come in and chime in and join with us and spend an
Yes.
hour with us every
Yes,
Monday
yes.
night from the hours of 5 to 6. Today, due to my crazy schedule, we're a little delayed, like 8 minutes delayed, but
Yes.
but we're here, and we're
We are
glad.
here.
And-
Hi,
and- and-
Sonia. I see Sonia's on.
Sonia's on, and here we go. We got Lee Field stepping onto set. So Lee, just watch all them wires and just step on the set. This is your seat, sir. Just step right on in there. Put those headsets on. So for those that don't know, Lee Field is a world-renowned artist. He's been all over the place, and he's going to chime in a few minutes as soon as he gets himself situated. Make sure that mic sounds right to him. Check out your mic. Give us a mic check.
1, 2.
It sounds good?
1, 2. Yeah, it sounds great.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
So go ahead, Lady Shireen. I know you've done some research on Mr. Lee Fields. Let's see what you came up with. I know you got some questions for him.
So I did a little bit, when we were on the phone talking to you, Lee, I looked up, who you are and what you've done. And actually, I see that you've done a lot of singing, a lot of albums, a lot of songs, a lot of videos. And I was like, wow, okay. So tell us how you got started.
Oh yeah, it's been wonderful. I mean, like, had the chance to travel the whole world and met a lot of wonderful people.
Okay.
It's been like a dream. It's more or less like a dream because when I come back to Plainfield, I'm just Lee.
Right,
You know,
okay.
but
Okay.
and then the night before, maybe 400 or 500 people standing there for an autograph.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
The same thing happened in New York too. Same way.
Are you able to sign all those autographs? So you got
Oh no, I'll be out there for about an hour and a half.
hour and a half.
An hour and
Okay.
a half signing.
Okay.
I wonder if he brought us some memorabilia. Something that we can put on our wall. Maybe he can get us something. Maybe send it UPS, FedEx. Actually, he lives right around the corner from me, so I can just stop over his house and he can just sign one of those T-shirts he got.
Okay.
But on top of that, Lee, how did you really get started in the music industry? Take us back. Give us some historical. That's what Lady Shireen's going at.
Yeah.
As a dare, I was there to. At the time, James Brown was very popular,
Okay.
and I was a teenager, maybe about 13 or 14. I wanted to be a businessman. I didn't, music. I like music, but I was more or less attracted to business more so than music.
Okay.
But in the music game, you better be business suave.
Oh yeah,
Otherwise, you ain't gonna get some of that chang chang, some of that money. You're gonna be singing for a whole lot of people, and other
I don't
people gonna be
know
making money off of you.
So this dare tournament, I decided to take the guy up on this dare, and I won the talent show.
Okay.
And matter of fact, ended up singing with the band that was doing
Playing-
the talent show that night.
Wow, where was it? Where was this at?
Oh, this was in my hometown, Wilson, North Carolina.
Wilson, North Carolina. Is anybody out there in Wilson, North Carolina? Send a shout out to Lee Fields. We just glad to have you on the 4E
Absolutely,
podcast.
yes.
So you won the dare, and then what happened?
And it never stopped. It never stopped. One show came after another one. And I ended up with a quick stench with when I got in New York at 17, I was with Kool in the Gang for about maybe about 8 or 9 months.
Wow.
Wow.
And
nice.
then their
Okay.
manager, Gene Red, died. He's the guy that got me with him.
Wow.
Okay.
Because they was a band out of, I think Kool and Ronnie is from Ohio.
Okay.
And but they was living in Jersey City with their grandmother. So I worked with them about 6 months. Never did any recording with them though.
Oh wow.
What did you do
Okay.
when you were with them? Did you sing
No,
background?
I was singing. I was like the front man.
Okay.
And they had planned on doing a record on me, and but it never happened. Gene Red ended up, sad to hear, but he passed away. So, and one thing was moving so fast, and
Okay.
next thing I know, I was doing, and Coolman was doing what they were doing.
Well, I mean, listen, we're glad to have you on here. Matter of fact, in addition to that, just to share a little history how Lee and I actually met. there was a young man by the name. Well, he wasn't a young man; he was an old man, and he was one of those individuals that you would love to work for and hate to work for at the same time. You would love to work for him because Floyd would get you some exposure, but at the end of the night, you would be like, Floyd, if you don't give me what you promised me, you and I are not going to end this relationship as a good note. We're going to be somewhere doing something. You remember those days? We were actually at Silent Field on the back of a 18-wheel flatbed, and I was doing the sound and you were doing the music.
But you know what? You know, a lot of people had problems with Floyd, but very few. I would say maybe 2 promoters in my life that I had a problem with that I didn't get paid.
Wow.
But that was very early in life.
Yeah.
So I learned very early in life, man, when I get half my money before I leave home and half of it before I walk on stage.
Wow. So you were paid in full.
I never had just 2 problems in my whole career that I didn't get paid. And any band member that have ever worked with me would tell you the same thing. We always get our money.
Yeah, well, he would pay me, but he would give me all songs and dance because he was a good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Floyd was a good guy. He had a real good heart, and I kind of missed him. My wife used to say that man loves you to death because he would definitely put me in some spots that I wasn't used to, and he had a lot of blues individuals that played blues, and they would get together and they would just jam, and it was just a different exposure because I come from a background DJing. I was playing hip hop, reggae, and stuff like that, and to get into the blues side of it, I was like, what is this? And he introduced me to that, and that's how we actually met a long time ago.
You know, like in the latter years, I've done a lot of pop. I worked with Ed Sheeran, I worked with Sting, I worked with, I did a thing with Larry Graham down at Bonnaroo Festival down in, I did a thing, I worked with some of everybody. And one night in Minneapolis, Prince came to see me.
Oh,
Prince came to see me.
Now that's big.
In Minneapolis, in his hometown. Was at the place that he rehearsed at before he hit the road. I forget the name of this club, but people in Minneapolis, they'll know. And about 5 minutes before I got ready to go on stage, the club owner told me, he said, Prince is coming out tonight. Oh man, it was already cold enough. You know what I mean? And then when he told me that, I said, well, you had to tell me this. But then I said, well, that's what it is. So I went on stage, and at the time I was working with Irma Thomas. We were doing a little cross country thing. And all of a sudden he shows up about the 3rd song in, and he was sitting up in the balcony. They told me I couldn't announce that he was there. Okay. I see these guys with these wrapped up in these heavy coats. If you familiar with Minneapolis, man, it get cold out there.
How cold is cold? Ice cold, bone to the cold?
I would say Minneapolis gets just as cold as
Antarctica?
Up in Canada.
Up in Canada, okay.
It's a city up in Canada that we played one time. I couldn't believe it was that cold. The name of the city will pop in my mind. But anyway, he walks in and he takes off when he took off his coat and his hat and the scarf around his neck, there it was, man. He was sitting there, man, but he showed no emotion.
Oh, wow.
He showed no emotion, man. Like, I'm doing everything I could, He just looked. But I was telling the club owner about it, and he was telling me, man, listen, Prince comes here whenever someone, Sheila E. plays there, or when people that he know plays there, he would always sit around for about 3 or 4 songs. Okay. But he stayed for your whole show. Oh. So, although he didn't show me love,
he showed you love.
Love to have had.
But he listened.
But he stayed, so I always go back to that. But he stayed,
Right.
He was a weird guy, man. Yeah. If you ever look into his eyes, man, you see what I mean. He has some of the. His eyes were like just cold. Just look at you, and then like he's seeing right through you. you
Wow.
know. But that was my experience with Prince.
Okay.
But you really,
But he didn't stop me from getting paid.
yeah, no.
Right.
And guess what?
Yeah.
That was just one of the many stories that you have, because in speaking with you, you've played with so many different artists, meaning either you were the headline or you were the background, or you did just so many things, and you traveled to so many different places.
Awesome.
So several years ago, I think you were in Dubai,
Oh, yeah, I was in Abu Dhabi.
in Abu
I was in
Dhabi.
Abu
Abu Dhabi.
Dhabi. And we did Dubai as well, but we did Abu Dhabi at the international, this international hotel. That was nice. But I was doing dance
Okay.
music then. I was singing with a guy out of France. His
Okay.
name is Martin Sauvé. Now, believe it or not, Martin Sauvé is a huge star here
Okay.
in the United States as well.
Okay.
But you see, like there's different kinds of genres of people that you draw. Martin draws the dance crowd.
Okay.
Okay.
Like if he goes down Atlantic City or play Las Vegas, you can't get in the place.
Wow.
He's like, have you ever heard of Bob Sinclair?
Okay.
Well, he's something like that. But I was singing with Martin when I was doing that circuit.
How was that? That was a different
Oh, it was
culture.
great, man.
How was the temperature there? You told us about Canada
Oh,
cold.
yeah.
How was it there,
It was
temperature wise?
about 100, maybe a 10.
Yeah, Vegas
During
is
the
hot.
daytime, nobody come out during the day.
Vegas.
What do you mean nobody come out during the day?
Man, it was too hot. It's hotter than Las Vegas, man. It's hotter than Las Vegas, man. I mean,
Yeah, and Las Vegas is hot, so I can
Abu Dhabi
imagine.
and Dubai is a hot place.
Wow.
I like to know how in the heck do they keep water in that place? I know they got reservoirs and everything out there, but that
Well,
must
you
be
know,
they must have underwater aquas or something.
They have, are all oil-driven people.
Yes.
And so the money is not a problem. So the buildings and architecture there, man, is like futuristic
Wow.
Okay.
because they made all the money from the oil all of these years. So
Okay.
now what they're doing now, they're turning Abu Dhabi and Dubai into a tourist attraction.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's one of the most beautiful cities that you would ever see on this earth.
So you think me and my wife should go there?
But yeah,
You think
absolutely.
Lady Shireen should go there?
You would love it.
Thank you.
You would
okay.
love.
Okay.
You would love Dubai.
Do they make foreigners wear the wraps, the ladies?
No. American women can dress like American women, but you have to respect their culture.
Yes.
Right.
Where a lot of Americans make mistakes when they go to various countries, and they have a disregard for their
The belief
customs
systems. Okay.
and beliefs. So
Okay.
if you go there and you respect the people for what they believe, man, you have one of the greatest times you ever had. And
So let me ask you a question. Did you have one of the greatest times?
Great time.
And how long were you there for?
Well, I went over in the Emirates about 4 times,
Okay.
Wow.
and then like we've been just about everywhere.
Wow.
You've been to Britain? You've been to France?
France?
Yeah.
Man, France is my second home.
Yeah, get out of here. You got a home in France?
Look,
You say it's your second home? You never invited me, Lee. I gotta go, man. Actually, I've been to France, but I never been to your
France.
house in France.
yeah. Well,
I've
France
never
is like my second home.
Okay.
Because I was since the year 2000, I was singing dance music over there, and then I came back with what I do now with soul, R&B,
Okay.
and I'm still cutting. I just cut a record for a guy over there. They re-released "Walk the Dinosaur," and I did that, and it's taking off over there.
Okay.
And,
So if we go with that song, will you have any rights on that song?
no, I'm just
Okay.
just the vocalist.
Just a vocalist.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
a vocalist.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So you've been to Canada, you've been overseas, you've been to France. Have you done anything in the Caribbean?
I think yes, I did something years ago. I was in Trinidad
Okay.
Okay.
and Port of Spain.
Wow.
That was years ago. But I haven't been. I vacation over there.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the States and Europe and Canada and all the other places have been keeping me so busy. We don't get a chance to do too many Caribbean tours.
Well, let me just give a quick commercial. You're listening to the 4E podcast where we talk about
Education,
entertainment
enlightenment.
and empowerment. And at the 4E podcast, we are on various avenues where you can see us. We have our email. You can see us on Instagram
Yes, only of course Facebook
and on Wix. You can definitely go up there and you can
and
see us.
YouTube.
And YouTube. So we have a lot of channels out there where you can actually see us, follow us, like us. If you like us and you follow us, please do
Tag,
send us,
comment.
tag us, send a friend, send comments. And if you want to come on,
Like, shares.
like shares. If you want to come on, Lady Shereen, you want to tell them how they can get to us?
Sure. Any way that you know how to contact us is fine. So if you have my number, that's fine. You can contact me that way. Send me a text. You can email us. And you can also go to the website, which is 4epodcast.com. And at the top right-hand corner, it should say booking. And you can click that and book the time, the day, actually. And come on and be a guest with us.
Right.
Just let us know.
That's right.
We're still going through our list of people that we knew we were going to have on.
And we have Lee Fields here today joining us, so we
Yes.
appreciate that. In addition to that, our Cash App is up and available. So if you like what you hear and you like what you see, you can always Cash App us. And our Cash App is capital T,
Space,
the number 4, E-Podcast. So you could definitely Cash App us there. And if you Cash App us there, we'll definitely spend your money wisely because we are doing a lot of things. All the cameras, all the lighting, all the equipment, the studio, thanks to Lady Shereen, and all the equipment is just a joint effort that we're doing our thing to keep you guys entertained and enlightened and all the rest of those things. So let's get back to Lee Fields, who's here with us, and he's basically just came back. Lee, man, you travel so much, man. Your visa must be worn out. You must have to get a new visa every 3-4 months because you wearing that thing out, boy.
I worn out a couple of passports.
Yeah, passport.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know. See, I got like 2 crowds of people. I got the blues crowd,
Yep.
which I haven't been on the blues circuit. I got to be in 25 years
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
because I've been playing places like Coachella and Bonnaroo
Okay.
and mostly all of the super festivals. And how we get up there, man, I don't know. Only thing I know, man, the bread be good, and they keep it on calling.
Awesome. Now, do you do any writing?
I
on
write
your
all
own?
my songs.
You write all your songs. Okay.
Or I co-write them.
Okay.
When you were in California, actually, you were working on a new project,
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay.
And that new
Yeah.
project, you actually were writing and co-writing and actually arranging a lot of the music. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
well, Gabriel Roth, that's the guy. He's responsible for Sharon Jones and Charles Bradley, and he also co-produced the Amy Winehouse Back to Black album.
Okay.
So him and I are working together, and matter of fact, I was his first artist.
Wow.
But,
Okay.
but at the time when we first got together, him and Philip Lehman, a lot of people know that name. He's the heir of Lehman Brothers, the big
Okay.
financial institution.
Okay.
And so he found me. And so he formed a label with Gabriel Roth. And so we did a thing, this is back in the late 90s. So we did one album, then I disappeared off that scene, and I went on the blues scene for a while.
Okay.
But Gabe and I always remained friends throughout all this success. And so we decided, let's kick it again.
Okay.
And so I'm back there with him. And so I feel very, very positive that positive things is going to come out of this.
Well, I mean, this is really a surprise. You didn't think I was going to ask you, but can you just give us a little taste of your vocal? Just a little taste, something simple, simple.
Today,
You ain't ready today. You ain't ready today.
today will be a bad day.
Okay. Well, you just
let me
listen. When you come off of travel, for you that don't know, for those that don't know, you have to rest your voice.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that for a later time.
Yeah,
but
but
what I would love for you to do is one time, we do have a place that I told you about that we would love to bring you to if you want to actually do
I
a
would love to.
performance one day in the near future. It could be when you have some downtime. We could go right around to the restaurant. We can talk to them about actually having it where you can eat,
That would be
not
great.
just come and sing, but actually eat, have an admission cost at the door. And they would love to have your talent because I know, see, y'all got to go and look Lee Fields up. You got to look him up. So Lee Fields, how do people find you if they want to know, if they want to book you?
If you just Google Lee Fields and the expressions, dates will pop up.
You got some dates coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some dates here. We're in Chattanooga, Tennessee on August 28th.
Okay.
We're in New York City at Rockwood Music Hall on September the 8th. And we are on September the 10th, we're going to be in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
And September the 11th, we're going to be at Fountain Square in Cincinnati. And then on October the 5th, we're going to be at the Fillmore in New Orleans. And then the 23rd of October, we're going to be at the Red Hot Amphitheater with Big Daddy Kane. And that's in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
And then on the 31st of December, we're going to be in Denver, Colorado.
Wow.
And then March, we're going to be in, that must be out of country.
So
That
that's
I
next
can't even
year.
pronounce that one.
So he got next year.
Listen. Now, Lee,
got
I
next
listened to you, man, and everything is like in the South or actually out West. When are you?
What is that?
When are they gonna find you? Where can we find you here locally?
Well, I
What
don't
is
do
that?
too many shows locally.
Naja Megan look like?
I don't know where that is, but wherever it is, I will be there.
So it sounds like you got like over 15, 20 dates already booked.
Yeah, you're booked.
Well, normally, if it hadn't been for, this is the first gig since the pandemic.
Okay.
Before the pandemic, man, we was doing maybe about 150
Wow.
to 175 shows a year.
Oh,
What?
Wow, that's a lot
From-
of shows.
For you name it, from New Mexico to Los Angeles to Las Vegas to Los Angeles to Mexico City to.
So that means you had like a suitcase packed and a suitcase waiting to be packed.
What I
So
do,
you can't just drop one and pick one
What I
up.
do, I don't go on the road and stay. I would go out for a weekend and do 3 or 4 nights, and then I fly back home.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
then I go
okay.
out to 3 or 4 more nights and fly back.
Okay.
And then it'd be like that.
Okay.
And then sometimes we'll stay for 3 weeks, just depending on if we're over in Europe somewhere, to go through all of the places over there. We'll stay for 3 weeks. But I never stay no longer than 3 weeks at a time.
Now,
So-
do you get time
Yeah.
to actually enjoy, when you're going for like 3 weeks, or is that pretty much just performance time?
Well, I really enjoy people,
Okay.
and so I really be having a good time. It definitely be a good time.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lee is definitely one of the most down to earth individuals you can meet.
Yes.
If he likes you, he'll invite you in, and
Right.
you know. And I don't even know if he ever disliked anybody, because I just never got that vibe from him, because
I
he's
know
just a real
everybody, man.
positive individual.
So he
He's
loves
always
everybody.
about the uplifting. He's always about the encouraging. He's always been about the positive. Even
That's
at
good.
times when I was having challenges, he's like, "Yo, brother, just stay at it. Stay at it.
Okay,
You're gonna
okay.
get it. You're gonna get it." So I know that about Lee Fields, and if you don't know that about Lee Fields, he not only does he display that in his individual contact that he has with individuals, but he also displays that on his performance
Okay,
and when
on
he's out there on stage.
Okay.
I've seen him perform. The brother is awesome.
Okay.
I didn't even think that he was as young as he was. I think he's like 19 now. He performs like he's like 17. Though, you
Okay,
know, I mean,
okay.
he's got a lot of energy, charisma. He's got a lot of positive stage presence. I mean, this is something that you just can't get. You got to just. He has the it factor.
Yeah,
Well, I
had-
can't
had
wait
some
to
good
see
times,
it.
no doubt about it. But I think I'm gonna do maybe another couple of years, and then I'm not gonna do that many shows anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to continue to record, and then I'm still gonna do shows, but not as many.
Okay.
You
All
know,
right.
spend more time.
So I guess what that means is less shows, more money. I'm sorry. Something happened. That slipped. I mean, less shows, and that means that when he comes out, he's gonna be like, you know, like that Nike sneaker that they want the throwback. They're gonna be like, "Yo, man, how much is that sneaker?" The tickets used to be $75 to $150, and then when he comes
Okay.
back as that throwback, you know, when he's doing less, the tickets probably gonna be
Maybe
like
more.
200. 250, you know what I'm saying? But listen, he does a phenomenal show. So anything that you pay is going to be worth your time, your energy, and your effort. And I guarantee you, if you go to his show, you will be sweating. You're not going to be just in the audience like tapping your toe on the floor. You're going to sweat
Okay.
because he jams. He
Okay.
jams. So did COVID affect your ability to continue to produce music? I know a lot of artists got out of the stage
Right.
I'm gonna put it like
presence.
this.
Plus
Yeah.
the producing.
Since COVID set in, the last show I did was in Philadelphia on February the 19th, 20.
Okay.
So, and then we had probably about 80 or 90 shows booked, and everything just, they decided to cancel everything.
Wow.
But you know what? The best part of that, in regard to being that COVID is so bad, it really gave me time
Right.
to really enjoy the family.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we went on. I rented a one of those huge RVs,
Okay.
and we went like for a week and a half, just riding up and down the road, stopping at different trailer parks.
Now that's nice.
And that was fun.
Now that's nice.
And we had like a kitchen. We had 2 kitchens, one on the outside and one on the inside.
Okay.
And then the thing sleep like 10 people, but we didn't
Oh, you
have
had a big
10.
one.
Yeah. Did you have the canopy that came off the
Big
side
one.
too? You had the canopy that came off the side too?
Let me tell you, when you hit that button, man, and
Let
the
me
walls
tell you.
open
The
up,
walls open.
let me tell you, that was fun.
Now that's nice.
That was fun.
Marquise,
know.
man, are you still with us?
That's something that I always wanted to do. Is get an RV and drive cross country. I would love to do that.
Lady Shireen, I think you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
You think I got it?
Well, that's a beautiful thing. If you ever get a chance.
So how far did you go? Did you go to the west?
I
Did you
would
go to the
love to
south?
do that.
No,
Or
what
did
we
you
did,
just
we did southern New Jersey, and we did about halfway across Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Different, and then we stopped in Philadelphia to take the kids to my grandkids to the museum,
Okay.
and it was like we'd drive maybe 150 miles a day,
Okay.
pull over into a
And chill out.
And you didn't even necessarily. Did you
Just
just
chilling.
like throw a dart on, and that's where you ended up, or did you plan where you were going?
Oh, we planned where we was going.
Okay.
We did about a week and a half out there, and we
Okay.
brought it back in, and that was an experience, man. I'm gonna do that again. no doubt
Nice.
about
I
it.
know that. Now, is that yours or did you rent it? Because you
No,
can
we
rent
rent it.
them.
We rent it.
Okay.
You know, I can't see really purchasing
Or RV?
an RV because it's unless the money I was making so much money that I had to have tax write-offs or something.
Okay.
Like that, to that nature. But other than that, because if you can go out and get a brand new one and ride it wherever you want to ride it. And when you had your fill, take
Okay.
it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then,
Gotcha.
then the next time, go get another new one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's talk a little bit about the business, because there's a lot of young individuals out there now trying to get started in the music business, whether it's gospel, whether it's R&B, whether it's rap, whether it's hip hop, whether it's country, whatever. Because you've been in the business for so long, you've seen things from the 8 tracks to the vinyl records to the cassettes, to CDs to MP3s.
I was there before the 8 tracks.
You was there before the 8 tracks. So what?
Before the 8
Vinyl
tracks,
records.
man.
Vinyl records.
Oh, with just records.
Records.
Well, with just nothing but records.
Okay. So, what advice would you give up and coming artists in reference to publishing, in reference to owning, in reference to promoting, in reference to what would you give them? What does an artist need to know? What if you had a toolkit, right, and you have an adjustable wrench in the toolkit, you have a screwdriver in the toolkit, what would be the essential tools that a up and coming artist needs to have?
I would advise any young person today. Any young person today that decide to have music as their endeavor, be business.
Okay.
Because it's sad to see all of the artists that have the gold records
This is true.
and all they famous and they're all in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and broke.
No way.
Wow.
Nah, that ain't for me.
Right. Exactly.
That wasn't for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't born to be broke.
Okay.
You know, I said to myself when I was a kid, I'm not born to be broke, so therefore I have to be very careful
Okay.
of my business dealings, because a lot of people come into a lot of money, but money
Right.
leaves you so fast.
Right. Exactly.
So fast, and people be so
Say
mad.
say that again,
Yes.
because I don't know if the listening audience got that. What did you say about money?
I said, when I was a kid, my whole objective is not to be, is try not to be broke.
Right.
Okay.
Now, sometimes you can't help it,
Right.
but a lot of times you can.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of artists that have had gold records and all kind of platters sitting on the wall now. Which one makes sense to you? A gold record sitting on the wall? Listen, look, you got a gold record.
Marquise, she's
And
talking
guess
to you.
what? We got all the money.
Right.
And that's yours there. And ours is over there in the bank over there.
Wow.
Are you happy?
Okay.
You have achieved. You have achieved, son. You got a gold record of that.
It looks good on the wall.
Get hungry. Get hungry and see how much money can you get from that gold
That's
record.
right. And you can't eat it.
You can't eat it. What I'm saying
You
is,
can't take it into the gold exchange and
no,
check.
it's not made of gold.
Oh, it's not made of gold. It's just.
It
If
just
it
look
was made of gold,
good.
if it was made of gold, that'd be a different story.
Right. Exactly.
But a gold record does symbolize that you have achieved, because there's so many people that have bought your
Well-
records, right?
Well, a gold record is a symbol of two things.
Okay.
Either you have, of course, you have achieved.
Okay.
Right.
You have achieved that plateau
Yes, sir.
in life where a lot of money was made.
Off of you.
Now, but a gold record is revealing too. If
Okay.
you got the gold record, and where's the cash?
Gotcha.
You know, because that's what people really pay attention to most.
Right.
Follow the cash.
Follow the cash.
Okay. And you have to know how to
So you're
manage
saying to an
the cash.
artist, Lady Shireen, what he's saying to an artist
Right.
is have whatever your genre is,
Achieve whatever you can achieve.
That's right.
but follow the
But make
money.
sure you are paid properly.
That's right. That financial is
for your
important.
efforts.
But this is what I found, and I listen. I'm not an artist, so I don't even attest to be. All right, but what I found is that a lot of artists, when they're hungry, they'll give up a lot of ownership of their brand because they don't know
I
better.
don't think so. I I don't think so.
You don't think a lot of new artists would rather just get out there and get the exposure and not know that they got to follow the money?
Well, I knew I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
I didn't.
Sometimes I think they don't know. You know, they don't know, like he said, the business part of it.
Man.
You know, if you don't know the business part of it, anybody can tell you anything, say anything. You know, if you don't look at the contracts you'll sign.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to have either someone helping you who know the business, or you really need to have that business oriental, you know, to know, hey, that's not going to work for me. You know,
I don't think it's a business savvy that people achieve.
right,
I think what it is common sense.
right,
If you're going out to a place
Yes,
and
sir.
every night you look out there, you see 4,000 or 5,000 people,
right,
and you know they pay $20 and $25. I'm going back in the day to get in. It doesn't take a mathematician. Listen, and they coming to see us.
right.
Now it doesn't take a wizard to figure
To
out, man,
know.
we're making a whole lot of money for somebody.
Right.
Now I need to be getting paid. Somebody need to be coming up and say, hey Lee, listen, what about Lee? Lee got to be paid.
Right.
And Lee's got to pay the band members.
Yeah.
That's right.
And see, but if you going out there, man, for the ride, and you just going out there, man, jumping around on stage, clowning for people,
Gonna be
and
brutal.
ain't nobody paying you, something wrong with that picture.
Yeah.
Something is seriously wrong with that picture.
Wow.
Well, how long did it take for you to get your legs underneath you in reference to the business sense of the business?
Well,
Because, I mean, every artist goes through growing pains. I mean, when I first started landscaping, I was charging people what I thought was the market, but until I talked to other landscapers, I didn't know what the market would bear.
I put it like this. Back in the days when I first started, if it was $500 made on the dough, you better believe Lee got at least half of it.
Okay.
Lee got at least half.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to let no club owner sit back, man, and just take $500, stick in his pocket, and buy me a drink or something. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Before I go on stage, man, first of all, before I even come, I'm going to have half.
Yep.
And before I hit the stage, man, they got to give me the other half. I'm going to tell the band to go back to the hotel. See, this was like years ago. So I followed that procedure
Okay.
all the way throughout my musical career.
Wow.
Now, have that ever happened to you? It's like I've been to a concert where the artist, he would not come out until he got the rest of the money. So,
No, what I do, I'm gonna have half my money before I even get into the city.
Gotcha.
I'm talking about this is like back in the day.
okay.
And it's still true today.
This back when I was back in the on the blues
Okay.
circuit back in the, I would say late 19s, early 20s.
Okay.
Early 19, 2020.
Okay.
No, see, 1999, early 20s.
Okay.
But anyway, what I would do, my whole thing was, when they call for me with a contract, they get half of it up front. And then before I come on stage,
Okay.
get half of it. If the crowd is low, if he got a crowd in there, the people that's in there going to demand
Okay.
that we come on. And before we come on, we get the rest of it. And if he doesn't, there was a couple of cases where he didn't have the rest of it, so we went back to the hotel and played cards. Man,
Wow, that's
my band members can tell you, man. It was no jive on the road because that's
Okay.
serious business.
Yeah. Yeah.
You look back at your career 20 years from the day, 30 years from the day, and you have nothing.
Okay.
But only thing you had is a good time.
Wow.
That's bull, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't, that make me sick on the stomach,
Wow.
you know, when I think of like that. Because, hey man, if it's any bread made, my motto, man, listen, it's somebody gonna say, what about Lee? We gotta take care of Lee.
Right.
And I can understand why others do otherwise, because fame doesn't mean that much. I mean, my daddy wasn't famous, and he was one of the most loving human beings on the planet. So you ain't got to be famous to be loved.
Right.
It's
This is
about the
true.
money.
Yeah. So with that being, said, so like Brian was saying, so, the ones who want, to be a music artist or, produce, what advice would you give them starting out? What are the nuggets you would give to them to say, this is what you look for, go for this or go for that? How do they?
I would say make the best records you can. Make the best records that you can.
Okay.
And be sensible. Don't, for fame, man, don't sell your soul.
Okay.
Because that's what most of them do, sell their soul.
Right.
Wow.
And when they end up with nothing in the latter years, it's all about what a good time we had. I mean, regardless what you achieve on the earth, anyway, you can't take it with you.
Right.
But at least you can have something in you, in the latter years, that you can take care of your family.
Right.
And you can enjoy. Because time has no mercy.
Okay.
So any young artist today, just be as level-headed as you can. Don't get caught up into the hype.
So with that being stated, we talked about it. So let's go right to it, which is a good segue. Anybody watching that we want to give them a shout out?
Let's see. I don't know if they're still on, but we had Sonia, we had Kanisha, we had Rayvon, and Sarah Pompey. Thank you for watching. If you are watching and I can't see you, thank you so much for tuning in. We're here with Lee Fields on today.
Right. So Lee, we talked about distribution today. Distribution of your talent is wide range. I mean, I was watching something the other day, and what they were talking about opera singers. And one of the things they were talking about, they had a South African female that had actually transcended anybody's belief that she was going to be able to become an opera singer. Yeah. So what the opera industry has in France, what they were talking about is where the house she was performing, is that they didn't want to put too much stuff on the web and sell it for dirt cheap, because then it would kind of discount the quality of their product, so that when they open back up, people would not want to pay. And I know opera is a different scope of work. Yeah. Right. But what I'm saying to you is, how do you protect your brand where you can still market? Because when I spoke to you earlier today or yesterday, actually I think we were at Home Depot when we saw each other, you were talking about that you gotta be able to market your brand, and you don't go the traditional way. You might not be on Apple Music, but you're out there. You have a lot of different venues where people.
I think we on Apple.
You're on Apple, but you also have other means of where people can purchase your music.
Well, Gabe and the record labels handle all of that as far as the distribution.
Yeah.
Okay.
They handle all of that. But basically on just about any platform you can get us.
Okay.
They did a very excellent job. Like, I wish I could draw more of my people. Because if you go to see a Lee Fields concert, you would swear, man, you would swear some big white actors there.
Okay.
Because that's most of the people that I draw, which I love all people.
Right.
But I would like to see more of my people come out and join the crowd.
Okay.
But man, we get support, man, from just about everybody.
Yeah.
And I get support from my people as well, but I would like to see more of my people.
So they can find your music on Spotify. They can find your music on Apple. They can find your music on it.
Find it just about anywhere.
Yeah. And if you want to go up there and buy it, your new album that you're working on, I think there was a couple of records you were working on. You were talking about. I don't know if it's actually going to be an album. You can actually speak to that. Okay. But the new music that's about to be released, when is the projected release date?
We probably have a single out within the next 2 months.
Okay.
And
awesome.
then the album will be around the first of the year.
Okay. Now how?
Because they're gonna release it around the time when all of the festivals get set.
Okay.
So, but they're gonna release a single as a. I heard him talking the other day as a what do they call it? EP.
So when
Electronic press.
you were in California, you were working on that.
Yeah, I was working on
And,
it.
That's great.
it was a lot of work. I understand that you
It
spent a
was.
lot of time in the studio.
It
They
was.
were pushing Lee Fields like he was like, but you loved it. This is what you do for a living. This is how you eat.
What it is, Gabriel Roth is looking for. He's looking for one of those records, man, where if I don't get a lot of airplay, it's just like this. I never gotten, say, a lot of super airplay, but I sell a whole lot of records. A lot of people don't realize
Okay.
how many records I sell.
Okay.
But I sell a whole lot of records. And we don't get a whole lot of airplay. But whatever we doing, it's been very, very profitable for the company for the last 15 years.
Wow.
That's the reason why we be like at concerts like Coachella. How many artists
Right.
you know have played Coachella?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when do you perform like in this area? I know you said you would like more of your people.
Well,
but-
that's what I'm working on. I'm trying to get him to come on and do
Right,
something.
right.
You know, I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get.
I know.
I'm gonna be at the place in New York.
Okay.
I just right there. I'm gonna be at let me see.
Is that
Like at the Rockwood Music Hall.
You said Rockwood Music Hall?
Rockwood Music Hall.
what date is that?
That's on September the 8th.
Oh, that's
Okay.
local. That's right around the corner.
Yeah, that's
What
right.
day? What's the day? Is September the 8th. What's the day? Is September the 8th. Look at your calendar, sir.
Okay, let me see.
Pulling it up right now. Is that-
That's
Right.
right around the corner.
Yeah,
that's-
it is. Couple of
Literally in reference to location and in reference to date.
Actually,
Couple of weeks.
a little less than a month from now.
Yeah. Yep.
A little less than a month. And this gonna be the first show we've done since the shutdown.
Oh, awesome. So you excited?
I'm excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
I'm always excited for people that showing love and coming out, taking their time to come out and support you on these gigs, man.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
man.
And that's been a long break,
Yeah.
so.
it's been a long break
Yeah,
for a lot of
long break.
artists.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that everything's opening back up, and that individuals are are able to actually go out there again and make money on the things that they love to do. And I know
Yeah.
that you love this. This is
yeah.
it's work, but it's probably not even like a job
Right.
because you enjoy doing
You
it.
enjoy doing it, exactly.
Yeah, that's what someone I heard that before. If you enjoy doing what you're doing, you won't work a day in your life. I believe that.
Okay.
Because it doesn't feel like work.
Right.
It's very demanding,
Okay.
but it still doesn't feel like work.
Wow.
It feels like I'm doing something that I really enjoy doing, and
Okay.
although it's hard, but I just love doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
So how often do you bring the band together to actually rehearse? Do you guys
That's
you guys
right.
are just so
I was
good at
about
what
to
y'all
say,
do
yeah.
that y'all
Believe it or not, since February 20th of last year,
Okay.
we haven't rehearsed.
Oh, wow.
We talked to each other. I saw Benny in California. He came out and did my bass player. He did the bass line,
Okay.
and I see various musicians from time to time. But I don't frequent the clubs when I'm not in there. You won't see me at too many clubs because I was like raised in a club.
Okay.
Wow.
Man, my whole life has been like club. So when I'm not in a club, you won't see me in a club. You
Okay.
might see me in a nice restaurant,
But
you
not a
ain't see me in a
club.
club.
So do you sometimes get confused to figure out where you at? I mean, you told me you had like 150, 170 dates booked before COVID. That
a
must
lot
be
of- that's a lot of
crazy.
booking,
One minute
yeah.
you in Indianapolis, next thing you know in California, you in Detroit,
Right.
you all over the daggone map. So,
Well, when I travel, I always make sure whatever city we in, I make sure that I'm informed of the right city before I go and say. I don't go up there I don't go up in Detroit and say, "What's up, Chicago?" You know what they'll tell me, man? You need to go.
All right. I'm off the stage. Get
so
him off the stage.
yeah.
how many piece band do you normally have back you up?
But you know what's really a beautiful thing, though, man, to see
okay.
people like Travis Scott.
Yep.
sample my songs. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, his biggest record was my sample.
We were talking about that the other day when Lady
Okay.
Shreen and I were doing a pre-interview conversation
We've been
with you.
sampled by quite a few of them. We were sampled by Travis, who we were sampled by quite a few of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and it feels good.
I feel okay.
Knowing
Yeah.
that they use the sample.
Well,
and they
there's
run with it.
Yeah,
nothing more
that's awesome.
rewarding when you have another artist
Right.
take something that you have and
Exactly, yeah.
sample it. That is just a
Especially-
form of
Yeah.
endearment, a form of blessings. You know.
Especially when that check came in.
Yeah.
But when the check came in, I looked at the check. I said, "Travis, I love you, man."
Wow.
I said, "Travis, I love you, man."
You know.
Hey man, I look at the check, man. I just want to just hug it, and just squeeze him like this, and just lay my head on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Man, you're so good to me.
Yeah, it's so good to me.
Now, was it just a little sample? Was it a whole album? Was it
no.
a whole song?
No, he just sampled Antidote was
Okay.
with the song.
Okay. Okay.
But that worked out good.
Awesome.
Wow.
Hoping that some other rapper will,
Okay.
Well, you got a lot of stuff in there, man. I mean,
Yeah.
since you talked about Prince earlier, do you have like a vault where you have music that hasn't even ever been played or aired or sung, or has all your music been out for public
But
to see?
I really don't cut that much
Yeah.
Okay.
until it's time to do an album.
Oh, okay.
I'll be thinking about ideas, but I don't. Only time I get in the studio where they say, "Well, it's it's time for an album now."
Okay.
But I don't really cut that much.
So
I'll be like,
you have so much material that you don't need to cut, or
I need to cut. I
You need to
really
cut,
write.
okay.
I need to write more.
you need to write more.
Okay.
But
You're not motivated to write more right now because the pandemic, or is it just that you have so much stuff that you're ready to go out there and just replay what you know?
no, it's just like life is so short.
Okay.
I'm
Right.
trying not to get sidetracked on something
Okay.
that, although it's important, but maybe not important as maybe, say, taking the grandkids out somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Spending time with the family, just kicking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially when I'm off.
Right.
Yeah.
In opposed to some people got to be in and out of the club 24/7, man. When I'm off, man, the last place you will find me is in the club.
Well, listen, man, we're glad that you came to our little clubhouse right here, the 4E podcast. We're glad that you came in because you didn't really have to do this. You just came back. And I was like, yo, Lee, are you sure you want to come on tonight? Aren't you jet lagged? He's like, no, Brian, I got you.
I truly wanted to come by here because I've been hearing a lot about you.
Yeah.
And the idea of the fact that you're going to take your time out and just talk about some of the things that I'm doing, man. I'm honored.
Hey, man, listen.
Thank you for
that's
coming.
That's what we listen. We're here to educate. Like I said, we're here to expose the industry, the people out there to our podcast, but also to bring things that are going to help them grow.
Right.
And I think some of the educational tools that you talked about putting in the toolbox, following the money, making sure that you stay on top of your game, enjoying what you do, but also taking the opportunity to sit back sometimes and reflect and just do what you got to do in reference to your family. That is
Right.
very
Yeah.
important.
That's it.
You know, back in the day, I don't know if family was that important to you because you were probably traveling so much. But now, as you're a
Well, it was
senior,
important. I used to hate
you used to hate.
to leave my kids. I used to hate to leave my kids, man. But what I do, just don't think about it. When it's time to go,
Right.
hug the wife, kiss the wife, and hug the kids, and just leave.
So, are you ready? Here we go. This is the ultimate question. The car engine has started.
Yeah.
You got your foot on the pedal.
Time to
You're
go.
getting ready to. Time is up.
Go.
You're getting ready to go back out on tour. Are you ready for 175 book tours? Are you gonna do half of that?
I'm not gonna do that many dates anymore.
Okay, you did say that earlier.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure because the engine is on.
going
You know, the engine's on, and it might be an electric car now because everybody using gasoline, so maybe that's a
Right,
poor step.
right, right.
The engine, the car has started, and Lee Fields is in high demand because he hasn't been in front of people that are craving for him
Right.
to get back out there.
But you know what? The reason why I'm not gonna do that anymore, that many dates anymore, because you can't get any more time.
That's true.
My time, I want to spend
Right.
my time where I want to spend it at.
Right.
Okay.
Now, and I, through the years, I worked hard and I saved my money.
Okay.
And right now, I want to enjoy it.
I
Okay.
hear you.
I want
That's
to
it.
do enough.
Life
shows.
is too short.
I get a kick out of
That's
doing
it.
shows.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do these shows, man. And after that,
You gonna
I'm thinking
chill.
about where we going.
I know that's right. Yeah.
Because
That's
you can't get any more time.
That's right.
And whatever time that's allotted for me, it's already in the cards.
Right.
It's already in the
It
car.
could be maybe it's another 10.
Right.
Maybe it's another year. Maybe it's another day.
Right. Right.
Wow.
So it's time to
So it-
enjoy the fruits
So-
of
so-
your labor.
Yeah, you supposed to enjoy. You supposed to enjoy your time while you have it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think.
And your money, if you got
and,
it.
and your money.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, that's right, because you can't take it with
That's
you.
right.
It
Can't
ain't
take
like
it
you're
with
gonna be able to put it in the case and
Right.
and go up to, and wherever you going and say, hey, listen, look, I got all of this.
Right.
Can you accept this? They're gonna be like, that's not good here.
Right.
You gotta leave that back. You left that back on earth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, listen, man, I really thoroughly enjoyed that you have taken time out of your schedule
Thank you.
Thank
to
you.
come
Thank you.
onto the 4E podcast. We definitely love your energy. We love
Thank
the
you.
fact that you're going back out there. You're going to get it. You're going to come back home. You're going to relax. You're going to go back
Yes.
out there, get it. You're going to come back home. You're going to relax, and you're going to enjoy life. And I think that's a real important key, Lady Shireen, about life. That while
right.
you're here, you got to enjoy it.
You
You
have to
can't
enjoy
just
it.
work all the time. I know I'm probably the younger Lee Fields now. I'm like trying to work all the time so I can put that money away so I can save for that rainy day. But the reality is there's going to come a time. And my wife actually told me one day, she says, you know what, we need to travel more.
Absolutely.
And I started to travel. I haven't done that in a minute. The pandemic came around. But
What are some of the places you
That's
go?
it.
I've been to France. I've been to Britain.
What part of France?
I went and saw all of the stuff.
You was in
He said the stuff.
Paris?
Yeah, man. Come on, my wife knows that stuff better than me. I mean, I saw the castle. I saw the what's the name? I mean, come on, I don't know all that stuff. But we went there. We had a good time. I've been to Jamaica. I've
Love
been
Jamaica.
to
Barbuda.
I've been to Canada. I've been to
You
where
went
else?
to Barbuda, right?
No, I didn't go to
Barbuda.
Bermuda. I didn't go to Bermuda.
No, Barbuda. Didn't you go to
Bermuda?
Barbuda?
But no,
Where your wife
Bermuda's
is
nice.
from?
No, she's from Antigua.
Antigua.
I went to Antigua. Bermuda is the sister.
Okay, it's right next to it.
I went to Antigua.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I travel. I haven't traveled like you. I want to go and do a little more travel. I tell people
Yeah,
I
me
want to.
too. I wanna travel, too.
Listen, one thing that Americans don't got that other people in other parts of the world have is that if you go to France, there's a certain part of the year that they don't shut the country down, but everybody goes on travel.
Yeah.
And when they go on travel, they're going to Barcelona, they're going to Spain, they're going to Italy. They travel all, and I'm like, yo, why don't we have that concept?
Right.
Why don't we have that concept?
I would
You
love
know, I
it.
was watching the news the other day, and they
ready
was
to go
talking about
now.
turning the week to a 4-week work week instead of having a 5-day work week.
Okay.
But other companies like, oh no, that's not going to work. But they saying that the productivity from a 4-week work week is more, if
I
not
believe
greater,
that.
than it is for
I
a
believe
5-week
Because
work
people
week.
need to rest. People need to.
But I'm
have that
telling you, in
downtime.
Europe,
Yeah.
people shut down. They go away for a whole month.
Wow.
They travel.
I love
That's
that.
what they
And
do.
their insurance is over there, like over here in the United States. If you don't really have really good insurance,
Right.
sometimes you not given the best of
Right.
of what they have to offer
Yeah.
in these facilities because your insurance doesn't
It's not
cover
good
it.
enough. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But over there and in Canada as well,
Yeah.
the insurance, everybody have basically the same kind of insurance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever's wrong with you, and in Australia it was like that because I got sick in Australia.
Wow.
Okay.
Something you ate, you think, or you just got
No,
got a
this
bug
was
on you?
like I was in Australia maybe about 3 years ago, and I was just under the weather, so I
Wow.
got sick. I had missed a couple of shows, and the medical people, man, took good care of me.
Okay.
They took good man.
But you had good insurance.
Yeah, But over there, man, like regardless of whether or not everybody's like, it's free medicine for everybody,
Okay, and treat it the same way.
and it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, travel is very important to me. Going back to that, and I'm going to travel more because I have to travel more. Because if you don't get to travel, why are you working? You can't just work just to work. You know, you don't want to work, and then it come time where it's the end of your life, and you like, man, I wish I should have, I could have, I didn't.
That bucket list is still a bucket list.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you ain't do
So I
nothing.
mean, my wife said she wanted to go to France and she wanted to go to Great Britain. We went, and I was glad that I went. At one point, I was like, I can't leave the business. Well, if I die today, the business is going to be left anyway, so I might as well go out and enjoy.
Exactly.
But I would love to go to Africa. I mean, I would love to go to Japan. I would like to travel to see
Yeah,
what
me
other
too.
people live
I
with.
played, in Africa, we played Casablanca.
Okay.
It was a nice gig, man.
Yeah.
It was a festival.
Okay.
And where is that? In what part of Africa?
That's in Casablanca. It's in northern Africa.
Okay.
Northern Africa.
And you had a great time.
We had a great time.
Was there people of color in that concert? Or was it still
No, man.
Europeans?
Casablanca is a laid back city, man.
Okay.
Real hip, but you gotta. If you're not familiar with the town, you gotta make sure you go with somebody that could take you to the right places.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think what's happening. See, Lee's missing out on an opportunity. You know, he's getting ready to transition himself out of being on the road all the time. He's getting ready to sit back and enjoy his grandbabies.
That's right.
But you know what? The thing that he's missing, Lady Shreen,
What is he
we got to
missing?
get him to become a published book writer. He's got a book in him. I mean, he could just take pictures and just put them in the book, and people would be like, "Wow, look at this story." You got a story in you, man.
Yeah, but you have to be
It's called a ghostwriter, Lee. It's called a ghostwriter. You don't have to write it. All you got to do is sit there and verbalize it.
To write a book, you really got to be a person that really knows how a book is really situated. I think what I'm good at is just enjoying life.
Lee, don't worry about it, man. I'm not pushing this on you, brother. Everybody that we bring in here, I think have a book. How about a film? We can write a film. We can do a film on Lee Fields.
Yeah.
You know, this would be something that will even outlay your music. I mean, a film?
Yeah.
You know,
See, I can help you with that part. I can help you with the film.
But listen, we ain't putting no pressure on you. We just saying that there are other avenues out there as you get ready to go into semi-retirement. I guess that's what you're going to call it.
Another 2 years, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah. All right.
Another
So
2 years.
you might want to sit on the couch. You know, who knows? Oprah might want to interview you, and you could talk about all the things that you have done. You know, Tyler Perry might want to interview you. I don't know. Shireen might want to help you write your book or put a film together. All I'm saying is, listen, you have a lot of things to offer the world because you have been to so many places. You have done so many things with your talent. And this is not, everybody doesn't have an opportunity to do what you have done in reference to your talent. So we appreciate you coming on our show, man, and sharing your time. We're getting really close to the end.
Yes.
Lady Shreen, anybody else want shout it out on Facebook?
That was it, unless I can't see again. Thank you for watching.
Donnie,
Even if you
anybody up
watch
on
this the
Instagram?
rewind, thank you so much.
Okay, so you guys want to like us, please share us.
Share us,
If you we're here with our dear friend Lee
Send us
Fields.
some comments.
Send us some comments. You know, make sure that if you want to go up onto our Cash App, send some dollars our way so we can keep doing what we're doing here, paying for the lights, paying for the electricity, paying for the people. We have two of our young folks in the background. Donnie, who was over there trying to keep the sheep away from his head, but he actually came through it. And we have Marquise over there in the corner. So Donnie, you getting ready to start your football career as in another, I think you said the 18th or something like that? The 17th. So he's a junior in high school, and we obviously, Lee, as you can see, freshman. I'm sorry. We obviously believe in feeding our young folks, raising them up.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and then we have Marquise, Marquise, what are you, a junior this year? Yeah, Marquise is a junior. These individuals, actually, to give you a little heads up on what we do, we actually gave them 2 instruments. We each one of them played the trumpet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all trumpet players.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they trumpet players. They got the trumpets. I don't know if they collecting dust because we asked them that we're gonna do a show with them coming on, and they were supposed to do a duet, but they haven't done that for us yet.
No, not yet.
A friend of mine, Dave Guy, he plays with the Roots. You see him on late night TV. Mm-hmm. He used to be in my band he was in my band for about 10 years.
Okay.
He's a trumpet player. Bald head guy with a beard.
Okay. Trumpet
One of
players.
the best trumpet players on the planet.
Yeah.
Well, if you listen to him late at night, man, you can tell by the ain't
Hold
jiving.
on. You can't say he's the best. We got Wynton Marsalis too.
He said Winston.
Wynton Marsalis is, man, the ultimate. He's the ultimate. You know, his whole family was like musicians, you know.
Okay.
His father, his brother, is Wynton, and what's his brother's name? He plays sax.
Okay.
I
love
it.
it.
All right, don't ask me.
It'll pop my mind in a minute.
Okay.
But in any event, they have the instrument. No pun intended.
Granted.
They have the vehicle in which to travel.
Right. Exactly.
They have the instrument in which to travel. They have trumpets.
Oh, yeah.
So we want them to play. One day we're going to get them up here and they're going to show us what they learned.
Yeah, they're gonna
But
show
that's probably in the same vein of me getting on the keyboard and actually playing because I got a keyboard I haven't been practicing and I need to get on that keyboard and start practicing. Theme song, Lady Shireen. She wants me to create a theme song for our 4E podcast. I'm just going to go over to Lee's house and say, Lee, I need a theme song. How much is it going to cost me? You're going to be like $1,500. I'm like, okay, nobody.
Yeah, you need to get your theme song.
I need to get a theme song for the 4E podcast,
yes.
Lee.
We've been waiting for a long time.
They've been waiting for a long time, and I don't even know where to
Long
begin because I can't get off A, B. I can't even get off the E note or whatever, the F
But
note.
he has a keyboard, everybody. He has a keyboard.
I have turntables too. You know, I have a drum machine too. I mean, listen, I have a lot of tools. You know that, Lady Shireen. So, Lady Shireen, what do you think? Do you think it's time to wrap this up with Lee Fields? I mean,
Yeah, I think so.
I think we covered a lot.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Looking at the time, yeah.
We're gonna get ready to get back to the house now and focus on this strike.
Okay.
And thank you once again. I really, really appreciate you having me today.
Yeah, listen, man. Anytime you want to come on, just let us know, man. We'll definitely put a plug in and find a date for you. Okay. But in addition to that, anytime you want to invite me over to come over and just sit down and just talk about great things, you know, I'm right around the corner from the show, man. That invitation also flies if you ever want to come over to my crib. But we enjoyed you, man. We appreciate you. We want to let our listening audience know that if you didn't see us now and you'll follow up later on and you watch us, please watch the whole show. Lee Fields is a dynamic, young, not up and coming, but established artist that actually has done great things and has been all over the world. And we're going to keep pushing him on trying to think about creating that film or that book. Yes. But that's another story. That's for another time. Right. Our time is coming to an end. So, Lady Shireen, you want to take us out like you normally do?
Sure. Again, thank you so much. If you have tuned in, we thank you for your support. Thank you for everything. Your comments, your likes, your shares, your tags, everything. So we appreciate you so much. And again, thank you so much for coming, Lee Fields, for coming in and talking with us and giving us some good information, some good nuggets that we can walk away with, or anyone who, wants to be a musician, want to sing, want to write. We thank you so much. So again, good night, everybody. Tune in next week, next Monday, and we'll be here, and we like to say good night and thank you. We love you guys. Thank you.
Peace.
Hit it to black.
Oh, well, that was interesting.
Well, we thank you, man. I mean, a million times.
Folks, these young guys in there, man, what I was saying. Nobody knows what's gonna, way things gonna turn out, but at least you try to be your man. So this is a cold world right now. And people are dying every day in Florida. People getting shot, getting killed, getting in car accidents. I'm telling you. But anyway, thank you once again. Truly enjoyed that. So we truly enjoyed you, brother. Take that. May the force be with you, man. And we'll talk. And it is a pleasure. Take care.